In order to play ukulele or any other stringed instrument like guitar, banjo or balalaika, we need to know our chords. What is a chord? To translate from Latin, it means agreement, harmony. We put our hand in a certain position, we strum the strings, and there comes a beautiful harmonious sound. All strings are in perfect agreement with each other. And when the sound is happy and light, we say major, a major chord. When it's not particularly happy, thoughtful, sad, we say minor. And happiness can be different colors, C major or F major or G major. And the same with sadness. Can be sadness of loneliness or sadness of loss. And all these colors create music when we play our chords one after another. Today we are going to learn the chords in C major. They say that if you know 3 chords, you're going to be able to sing and strum dozens of songs. But we are going to learn 4 chords, and with 4, your possibilities are even more. The key of C. For some of you, a higher key might be better, like D. And for some of you, a lower key might be better. A major. Well, there are choices, but the best thing to start is C major, simply because the chords are the easiest and they are a very good introduction to ukulele playing. But also C major happens to be right in the middle, so for most people it is a comfortable key for their voices, right in the middle, not too high, not too low. So the 4 chords are C major, A minor, F major, and G major. Before we are going to look at them in detail, I would love to give you a couple of exercises. So just a couple of simple exercises. First of all, 10 movements like this, open, close, 10 times, so that we have our blood circulating and make sure that our muscles are warm. Then it's much easier, particularly for your left hand, to get into a shape, to mold into all these positions, which are quite new and therefore might be challenging for your body. So we need this and to help us to get into shapes, but also to prevent injuries so that we don't pull muscles, particularly with the left hand. Right hand is going to have it very simple, just strumming like this with a thumb. Left hand has got a task which is much more difficult. And the other exercise, I call it circles, like this. This exercise is important for us because it teaches us where we play, not here, but here. Like this. The same position as you would use for piano or any other instrument. So not twigs and sticks, but flower petals, like this. Also, when you are doing your circles, make sure you keep connected with your fingers and you meet them, every one of them personally. Okay, this is my second, this is my third, this is my fourth, and this is my fifth. There we go, just a couple of exercises, but they are going to make a difference. Our first chord is C major chord, the most important chord in the key of C major. It's a very simple chord, just one point of contact, one finger. When we are playing chords, 3 things to remember. First of all, which finger you are going to use, which fret it's going to go on to. You can see ukulele is divided into several sections, frets. And the next thing to remember, which string we are going to use. There is a convention, we number our strings going from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for C major chord, we are going to use our ring finger. You might call it number 4, you might call it number 3, thumb 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. Ring finger goes onto the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to put it on the first string from the bottom. And remember our circle exercise? We are going to play not like this, but like this. A little bit of pressure, but keep yourself relaxed. Just a little bit of pressure, as much is needed to make the strings vibrate and sing. This is your C major chord. And here you see a picture of C major chord in fret box notation. You've got your 4 strings of ukulele and frets. 0 or O on top means that these strings are not fretted, they're open strings. That's why the O letter. And the number 3 means your ring finger. I have to explain that in guitar tradition, they do not count thumb as the first finger. They do not count thumb at all. So your second finger becomes number 1, your third finger number 2, your fourth finger is number 3, and your pinky, your fifth finger becomes number 4. So when you see number 3, it means your ring finger will have to go into action. Sometimes you find a song, the whole song, which can be sung just with one chord. Frere Jacques, for example, can be sung just using C major chord. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques. I don't know French, so I'm going to use English words if you don't mind. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother James, Brother James. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing. Ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. C major chord. Enjoy it. Our next chord is A minor chord. So it is a sad chord. And we are going to use our middle finger and we are going to put it on the second fret, and the fourth string. Remember, we count from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is our position, and this is our A minor chord. A good exercise is to play your ring finger, C major chord, and then A minor chord. So it's like our life. Happiness and joy sometimes is followed by some sadness. So an exercise I would recommend you to do: play your C major chord 4 times and then A minor chord 4 times and then again C and A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe a good idea to pause video here so that you can practice and enjoy these first chords. Our next chord is F major chord, slightly harder but not very much. Now we have 2 fingers to play, like 2 horns of a little bull. So we are going to use index finger and a middle finger together. So the middle finger goes exactly where it was for A minor chord. It is your second fret and it is your 4th string from the bottom. Keep it there and add your index finger, which now has to go on the 1st fret, and it is going to be a 2nd string from the bottom. 1, 2. There we go. That's the position. So play A minor and then your index finger on the 2nd string from the bottom, and we get F major, A minor, F major. Okay, now we know 3 chords: C major, A minor, F major, 3 of them. Before we go to G major chord, let's make a chain, a progression out of these 3 chords. Begin with C, go to A minor, then F major, and then back to C. And I recommend we strum every chord 4 times so that we have time to think about those shapes that we create with our fingers. Also, it's very good for our sense of pulse to go in steady 4 beats, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, F major, 2, 3, 4, and back to C. Just these 3 simple chords, they give you a progression which is wonderfully soothing and peaceful in its quality. And I think it's wonderful to be able to play a real live instrument. It really gives you this special feeling, vibrations from a real living creature. And this progression of chords, I really recommend you to practice several times to be secure with jumping between the different shapes, between different chords. And then we are ready to go further and to have a look at the chord of G major.